I had a bit of a unique experience in at the cinema. I saw this and managed to get the aspect ratio wrong and cut off the subtitles. But it's all cool, you don't need to speak Indonesian to understand a punch in the face. Welcome to my review of the Raid 2 Berandal. Berandal? The Raid 2, more punchy things. I'm going to assume that if you're watching the Raid 2, you've seen the Raid 1. Don't worry, this review doesn't have spoilers for either of them, but I suppose it helps if you know the story. If not, the Raid 2 does bring you up to speed fairly quickly, but you might be a little bit confused here and there. If you want to know the kind of overall feeling of the Raid 1, if you listen to the music that's currently playing at the moment, it's the exact opposite of that. Wait, that's not right. There we go. Right, enough of that. And I loved the Raid 1, and I was really worried that this was going to be more of the same and just trying to emulate its own success. Should have been? Hell no! The Raid 2 ups the ante in every aspect. Where the first was essentially just a guy trying to survive to the end of the movie, the second takes in underworld crime families, undercover cops, and of course the fights. Oh my god, the fights! I was out of breath just watching this film. This is absolutely bananas. Bones get broken, faces get turned to mush, and one unfortunate guy turns into Two-Face from The Dark Knight. This is without a doubt the most violent film I have ever seen. And it is awesome. I know that a worry for a lot of Raid 1 fans is that that final fight scene can't be topped, but believe me, this film eclipses it several times. I have very few complaints about this film. The first is that the increased scope brings along with it quite a few new characters, one of which oddly enough looks exactly like David Blaine. And it can sometimes be a little bit tricky to keep a track of who has an allegiance with who or what their ulterior motives are. The second is that the film is missing a couple of scenes that look really cool in the trailer. Like when somebody's going down an escalator and he pulls out a gun on somebody on the opposite side, or another one when somebody's grabbing somebody and then like shooting a gun off and there's like a pile of dead bodies in the background. They look really interesting and I wanted to see how they fit in the film. Obviously Gareth Evans, who wrote, directed and edited this film, knows what's best for it, and they must have been unnecessary for a film that was already 2.5 hours long anyway, but still, would have been cool. Speaking of Gareth Evans, wow does he do a good job. I haven't got a doubt that he is currently the best action director working at the moment, and that includes George Miller, who's currently in post-production for Mad Max Fury Road. The direction from the Raid to the Raid 2 is such a step up. For example, there's a car chase which is as good as anything coming out of Hollywood at the moment, and he hasn't done anything like this before. There's a long shot in this scene, and there's no way that it wasn't done without digital trickery, but it looks amazing. Not that you'd go into this film looking for one, but I think the overriding message of this is that if you want to practice your boxing, don't buy traditional equipment, just paint a face in a concrete wall and hit that until it breaks. Punching bags are for pussies. So what's the popcorn rating for this film? Well, for what it is, which is pretty much an action epic, it's almost faultless. This will make you feel like you're fighting for your own life, and it's the only film I've seen, apart from the Raid 1, where the audience have cheered and applauded the end. So for that, I have to give it 5 popcorns. Hell, it deserves 5 out of 5 for the sheer fact alone that you'll never look at baseball bats the same way again. Thanks for watching my review of the Raid 2, more punchy stuff. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and I'd really appreciate it if you shared this with a friend. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this film, and if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, you can subscribe to this channel, or you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both at YourPalLee. Make sure to check out some of my latest videos, and I'll see you next time.